video. I hope you are doing wonderful today. As you can see, I am back with another coffee drinking video. Just moving the mic there. Yeah, another coffee drinking video, which is nice. Oh, delicious. It's kind of chilly this morning, so I've got my jumper on. You might be able to see behind me, I've got a brand new chair, which is pretty cool. I need to get a new chair because that other one was just not doing it for me. I really could not keep using that, but this one is pretty good. It provides some good support on the back, and it's good to sit in. But it's got some nice sounds, some leather sounds. Maybe I'll just do a video of me moving on the chair. I don't know. That sounds a bit cringe, but there we go. It sounds pretty good. I'll move it back. Maybe you guys can see it. It's got a little lumbar thing here. But yeah, I needed a new chair. I've been waiting to get one for ages, and I figured, right, now's the time to do it. Let's just get it. Pull the trigger. Let's get it. So yeah, there we go. Now we have it. Yes. So, hope you're all doing great today. I don't know if you've been working, done anything in particular. Who knows what day of the week this will be out. So, it could be the weekend. Maybe it's been the weekend, but maybe you work on the weekend. Maybe you have days off in the day, in the week, which is always a possibility, especially if you're doing like bar work or something. Maybe you don't work during the week, but work a lot during the weekends. In either case, I hope you're having a good ye olde time, whatever it might be. But yes. Not sure really what to talk about. Not too much to really touch on today. Beyond, a new chair. Good gosh. Thought I'd just do another little ramble video, little coffee morning drinking thing. I know there are particular people that do enjoy them. Mr. Live a Dream in particular, as mentioned, liking these videos. So I think, knowing that, try to make more of them. Generally, if people comment on videos saying that they like them, then I am more inclined to do those more. Does that make sense? Namely because I know that people engage with them, right? Views aren't always that useful as a metric for quality. I know I say this all the time, but they're not a metric for quality. They're a metric for how easy it is to pull in an audience with them, right? Technically, if I was super concerned about making money off of YouTube, I would only make the videos, I would do videos and maybe trial different types, and then only do the ones that consistently get good views, which would be solitaire. Interestingly, the map making as well. Fortunately, I just enjoy doing. I enjoy doing all my types of videos, but that is something that I do a lot of anyway because it's so integral to my work. So the map making videos, and very specific mukbang ones. Pizza eating seems to be a very, very popular one, and on occasion sushi as well. So if I was really intent on making the most money, I would just care about what are the videos that are raking views, purely based on the fact that people look at it and go, oh, that is the type of video that I want to see, versus whether the video is good, because a lot of those videos can have people join, never engage with it, or click off really early. I don't know the consistency of that, and obviously the more views that a video gets, the more that metric shifts, really, right? Not always, but it can do. So comments and honestly likes as well is what I try to go off of, because I just find them to be far more useful as a metric to know what people enjoy and what's worth continuing to do based on the on what my existing viewer base enjoys, right? But I also do it for me as well. I do what I enjoy, so even if there are videos people don't necessarily resonate with, I still enjoy making them. Honestly, I would still probably do more gaming content if I could be bothered to set up my gaming stuff. So I have my PS5 right here, but I have to set up the wires, and I know it's really not that long, but it is long enough that I go, do you know what, I just cannot be bothered. I probably wouldn't make them a video on a day, the day's video. I'd probably put that out in conjunction with another video, if I were to do that, but I just haven't got around to ever doing it again. Also, a lot of the games I have, I just feel don't really resonate with ASMR, really, unless I play them very, very quietly or silently, at least the ones I've got on there. But it's tempting to maybe do something in the future, but we'll see if that goes. If you want the gaming content back, make sure to drop a comment on the video and let me know, because I will look into that if people actually want it back. But the thing is, it was never very popular, people didn't necessarily enjoy it, so from a position of making videos, whether I feel motivated to do that, if it was clear that people wanted it, I would feel more motivated and be like, okay, actually I do want to make that again. But otherwise, I don't have the spark to do it. I realise I've been talking that whole time and not taking a single sip of coffee there. I've got some stuff I've got to do today. I'm going to do some preparation. I'll probably end up doing a map making video. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I don't know, though. I might see how it goes. I'm trying to think. Probably would be worth doing something. Today's my homebrew game, so right now I don't have to worry about anything because they are currently in a dungeon. They're doing a little side dungeon quest to make a bunch of coin, which will be pretty good. They're going to be fighting up here. I was kind of hoping to make multiple quests for them in the city, but it just hasn't panned out that way, sadly. What was it called? The cathedral build that I did, the map making video, I never ended up finishing it. But that was going to be one of the other side quests. I just kind of fell out of love with the quest. I felt like I didn't really know how I was going to implement it, because it was going to be kind of like a mystery, what's going on, what is all the haunting in the cathedral, what are the mysterious things it was going to turn out to be. A worshipper of Bashaba, I think that's how you say her name, the goddess of misfortune, and it was in a Timora cathedral, and she was playing a prank, basically, because no one was meant to have been harmed in it. It was a kind of a harmless prank, but still illegal, right? Or something to that effect. I don't know. I probably made it a bit more light art. But yeah, I just kind of felt like I didn't know how to implement the quest. I wasn't sold on it, and I felt like the time pressure was really eating in, because I had to make that whole cathedral and design the quest. And so I kind of decided to lose focus on that, because the other one was going to be more loot for them, which was to go and slay this bear in a cave network that a mining guild accidentally broke into, and they took that on. Now you could, make arguments about the fact that the bear was already living there and some stuff, but ultimately, I do enough of the morality-based stuff, so I just kind of made it a little bit more simple for this one. It's meant to be just a fun little side quest, and then they're going to get to Waterdeep and do a whole bunch of side content there, which will be interesting. They're going to be not side content. I know I said content. A lot of intense content is what I meant to say. I think trying to uncover the secret behind one of their characters' backstories. Character plays a barbarian that, when he rages, turns into a monster, and it's all based on experiments, and they are going to Waterdeep to find out what's going on with that, and will end up down in Skullport, so they're going to have to journey through. They can have a couple of options here, which I'm going to have to prep for as well, but the one of the options is already kind of set out, which is I'm going to give them a taster by having them go down into the first level of Undermountain. I'm going to run the first level of Undermountain and swap out the monsters from Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and use that as a fun little kind of touch on that adventure that I know one of the GMs wants to run. I don't know if one of the players is also a GM, and one of the players is also a GM and a pro GM as well, and I think wants to run Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So I don't know if he already has the book or not, but I've been running Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and the first level is fairly fun. So I'm going to add a few puzzles, a few traps, a few more monsters in there, and I'm not going to make them run through the whole thing. I'm going to have them end up going to, they could run the whole thing if they really were so obliged, but they are going to end up doing part of the first level and then finding a way down to Skullport from there. Technically, you are meant to go to, I think, the third level before you could get to Skullport. Alternatively, there's an entirely different route, which is going through a bunch of underground tunnels and caverns, which is itself its own challenge. So they're going to have a choice: either go through Undermountain, which is going to be longer. In game it'll be longer, but it'll be easier. The other way, is a quest in of itself. So coming to Undermountain is fairly self-explanatory. You go down, you've got to find the access point to Skullport, which actually I might just make there's a room further in with a button that you just press on the wall, and it sends you down to Skullport. Usually in the campaign that's locked until the players get to Skullport, but I think I'll open it up actually, and that way they can just teleport to Skullport, which would be interesting. Alternatively, the other route involves going through caverns outside of the city, underground, through watery tunnels and caverns, which itself is filled with monsters. But the thing is, the route is constantly warping or changing, so there's no given route there, or route I should say. Instead, the players, if they want to take the second option, which is going through the tunnels instead, rather than effectively a mini dungeon crawl, they're going to have to do a proper investigation and kind of intrigue based plot line to try and find a guide, because the only people very few select people that are skilled enough, who have lived long enough to become guides to take people down those caverns, down to Skullport. And almost all of them, if not all of them, have been bought off by various guilds or factions. And so the players will have to, if they want to do this route, they will have to find one of these guides, which is likely to either involve them making deals with certain guilds, or they are going to draw the ire of certain guilds, like the Xanathar Guild, or the Zentarum. So yeah, they not exactly an easy journey for them if they want to go down that way. And I don't know how I would plan that one out. The Undermountain one is easy, right? I'll just go through and find some monsters that I think are fun, some encounters, some traps, some puzzles if I want to put them in there and add them in. And the other thing is, like, there might be a few bits of interesting loot in the first level of the dungeon, and there'll be an opportunity for me to seed a few things in there that they could get some consumables or something, maybe, I don't know. But that would be an opportunity to do that. Whereas the other way would be more, I guess, intrigue based. And I'd have to figure out how I would go down that direction. But once they've done that, they're going to find themselves down in Skullport, and I've already sort of like prepped a little bit of this. I've got like an outline of the storyline. In Skullport, they'll have been given a contact who is like an informant down in Skullport, not actually working for the Harpers, who they'll be working with, but an informant for the Harpers. When they get down there, they will find that the home that they've been sent to has been broken into. The guy's been kidnapped, and they'll have to like do some investigation there, find out where he's gone to. There's going to be some clues in the home, and it turns out he's been taken to, I believe it's a warehouse nearby. I can't remember exactly what I had. Let me get my notes up. It's pretty fun. Let me just wait for this to load. Let's see here, shall we? Ignore my fan as it turns on the computer. I think it's under session ideas. Oh no, it's not. It's under the side quest. There we go, questline. Alright. I've also broken these down into session numbers with the intention of it not lasting too long. And I like to now make sure for this at least, because this adventure is obviously homebrew, but the last arc took so long to get through. Over half the campaign was this arc in Silvery Moon, and whilst it was fun, I want it to be more concise now. I don't want it to linger too much longer, and when I say linger I mean like overstay its welcome, right? So I have planned out so far this arc to be 10 sessions, including their arrival in Waterdeep. So at the moment we're looking at getting into Skullport within the 5th session. This is just a rough directionary, right? This is just an outline. Yeah, so they in session 5, following the leads, finding that the contact has been kidnapped from their home. I've also included a brawl they might get themselves into on the streets in this session to set the tone of Skullport, right? Like just a random fight between people breaking out on the streets, them getting involved, and a bunch of flame skulls coming in to break it up. And then they find that the contact is gone. So the leads would lead them to a grog brewery, where they might see some suspicious activity. So I've written here they'll follow up on the leads, try to infiltrate the brewery, and here I've made a couple of like points to determine what happens, right? Because I need to make sure that there are consequences to certain actions, but I need to make sure that the story can continue no matter what happens, right? So I've written here like if the kidnappers get wind. Hold on. Have I just? I think I made my notes a bit wrong there. I've written that if the kidnappers get wind he's been taken, that's not what I meant to say. If the kidnappers get wind that they're trying to infiltrate, they'll probably just kill the hostage, right? But if they get inside easily enough, and quietly, they can then find the contact. He'll either be there, alive or dead, depending on what happens. Ultimately, if they infiltrate and save him from the brewery, which would involve some kind of fight, I'd imagine, or infiltration, then he's going to be able to give them the information himself. Otherwise, if they're dead, they're going to have to find a way to get that out of him, the information they came to talk to him about out of him, which is likely to find some kind of cleric to speak with dead with him, or something along those lines. So basically, they will find the kidnap victim, the contact, either dead or alive, and extort the information out of him. Now, the information he's been given is that he's dropped a conversation at a tavern about some kind of deal being made. He then followed these people back to a hospital in Skullport that is run by worshippers of Shah, which he believes is being used as a front. I might change this to worshippers of Lovatar. I'm not 100% certain at the moment. I'm going to determine that later on, but at the moment I'm going for Shah because it's a recognisable god. The hospital has like kind of a weird reputation of being quite gruesome and pain-inducing. Like, it's not comfortable. It does its job, but like it's with. This is why I'm like thinking of Lovatar, right? Because the worshippers there are like, whilst they heal the people, their prayer is extorting pain out of them. But it's like the only hospital there, so people have to go there. Ultimately, though, there have been people going missing from it, and the hospital are claiming that they are contracting a plague, an untreatable plague, and so the bodies are being disposed of as to not create some kind of massive breakout in the city. Obviously, people in Skullport care about this, but there's not really much being done about it. At this point, the contact leaves, gets followed home, and then that's where he's been kidnapped. I'm trying to see here. Yeah, so I think at this point he's like trying to talk to the PCs, basically saying that, you know, not everyone in Skullport is a criminal. A lot of Skullport is made up of kind of monstrous species that aren't necessarily welcome or accepted in everywhere else. But in Skullport, it's very much accepted, and so it's not their fault that it's run by the Xanathar Guild, as the government effectively. So he's going to like implore them to help the people here by dealing with this. But ultimately, that is kind of what he tells them. And then from there, it turns out that like the next plot of the adventure is that they would have to try and infiltrate the hospital somehow. Again, I'm leaving this a little bit loose, right? Because I'm interested in giving them a lot of agency of how they approach situations. So I really just write out the story beats at this point. guys, it is an undisputed fact that this is happening at the hospital. The hospital is the key player in this. So they'll infiltrate the hospital, try to gather information. Maybe they'll go full force and attack. Maybe they will infiltrate. Either way, it turns out that in the morgue, one of the body dispensers are very similar to, I'll be honest, I think I was inspired by Squid Game for this. One of the morgue dispensers actually opens up to a tunnel that leads underground towards a underground laboratory, and it is here that the Arcane Brotherhood is working with the Xanathar Guild to effectively create biological weapons in the form of monstrous people. When they go in there, they will uncover like vats of people being made into these monsters. They will end up in a fight with one of the Arcane Brotherhood members, and I think it'll be a lot of fun just to have like a big fight underground here. And ultimately, I've kind of like thrown it in there that they are likely to, like, a good outcome of this would be to burn the laboratory to the ground and rescue the people in the hospital before it burns down. I've also, I've also written here, like, one of the villains might be alive by the end of the camp, like by the end of the arc here, wherein they might not kill them. What happens if they're not actually killed in the fight? Well, in all likelihood, they're going to be taken to Waterdeep to stand trial for some of the crimes that have happened and the subsequent attacks they've enacted, and the kidnappings of Waterdavian citizens, because they're not going to stand trial in Skullport. That's not going to happen. But they might, the players might turn around and be like, we want to continue this arc with like a secondary arc of killing the Xanathar Guild and replacing them in Skullport, which would certainly be interesting. So we'll see where the story goes from there, but that is generally the arc I've got in mind. And so that'll be for Vander, the character's arc, about getting revenge basically and stopping them from creating more people like him. But guys, I have finished my coffee, and I have to be honest with you, because I've drunk this coffee, I need to go to the toilet. So I'm going to end the video here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I just rambled about my D&D game, almost as if it's my entire personality or something. But if you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing, make sure to check out the videos appearing on the side of the screen, maybe even that bell icon if you're feeling cheeky, and again, leave a comment down below if you have any specific requests. I'm always eager to check them out. So have a wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, night, whatever time it is for you, and I will see you in the next one.